Is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir.
So good. So today topic is we are going to discuss how we can handle exceptional if something happen, some unwanted things. So how our program would behave. Okay. So let us situation. We have we have written some message. Let us we have a let's key. This is a statement. Statement one. The line number one line. Such code you have written okay, and written some. There is no problem. Let two, three, four, five. So let's in this statement you have some a number like integer x input. Let's instead of a comma b comma c. uh, Let's a equal to 10, mm, b equal to let's 20. Let's integer c equal to let's divide a by b. Okay, you have written something, and you are just printing a result. Okay, if you run this code, will work fine. But here we are not considering any. Here we are just considering each and everything works as per expected. Okay, let us assume that this variable is come from some user input. Okay, let us someone type 0. Then what happened? Our program. At least this value could not print. At least this should be run. This should be run. But whenever you are running this code, you notice we are not getting such output. First two, three line is okay, but in this line there are something problem happen. You are going to divide a number with a zero, that is exception. Infinitive there is no any keyword in the real type mathematics, but here in the computer science you cannot divide any number with a zero. So here problem happen. Here compiler generates some runtime system generates some error. After that, whole my application is just breaked. But I want this is the only this line cannot print, else this should be print, this should be print, so that our application normally terminated, or should say our application completed. Excuse me. So this is the one situation where we need to not rely on the Java excuse me exception handling. Java as a programming language say while running one code one by one, any problem occur after that I can close the application. After that I'm not going to print anything. Logically, only problem in this line, right? So if this two line doesn't work, rest should be work. This is our maybe this I want. So how I'll do? How I can ensure that if something problem happen, still we can say no, this set of code must be executed somehow. Aha. So this is the where need exception, yeah, error to handle. By default, whatever the this is nature of programming language, anything unwanted happen, your code will break. Okay, let us you say look like here example key. Let us we have a class test. Okay, and test class have like a just method. So okay, Might be happen you have created the, after this, you have instead of this, let us here, uh, just I commented out, and I commented out. Let us here you just create a test object. You are, you are declaring test equal to null. Okay, and after that let's summon a test dot show function. If this test is null, you are invoking show function. So in this compiler also, if this is not code written, your compiler is happy. They can run all your program and program would properly complete it. Right? Your program completed normally. Okay. So what happen if this is exception, something happen unwanted, because this test object is not created new object and you are trying to invoke function, so you are getting the null point exception. uh, any point of time compiler find out something unwanted, from there your code is break. This number of line is not completed. At least I want whatever the happening happen, but at least my program is completed. So this is the way we need something additional to inform our Java compiler, yeah, Java runtime system. If something happen unwanted, something happen one unwanted thing, I want to take care. I want to handle those situation, and in any condition, my program always should be completed, should be terminated normally. So by default, your program is not going to this line, not printing this line. So if you do some exception handle, so you have options, you can hear something. So how to handle it? How to manage it? Instead of sending, instead of saying कि our Java runtime system giving this message, right? Why not I can give message? I want give my message here. Your test object is null, so we cannot invoke so function. Instead of writing this message is written by your Java runtime system. Is it possible कि I can give my own message? Yes. So this is where we need a Java exception handling, right? So how to handle? So for that, Java have given some specific set of keywords. Might be there are. So let's. I want to handle this scenario. Yeah, this situation. How to handle? So let us in this situation. We have a two way to handle. One thing, just you check like if you just check if your test equal to null, and you have option. Yeah, you can say if it is not equal to null, then you can invoke the function, else give the warning message. This is the one way. Okay. For saving your null pointer exception, you have option. Always invoking a function, you check this is null or not null. Here say s out. Okay. Test object is null. So we cannot call so function. In this way, you can give message. Now, if you run it, you notice that we are able to handle exception. Our program is terminated normally. So for exception that is null pointer exception, this is the one way. Whatever the object you are invoking show function, first check it is should not null. Then you can invoke function. So this is the one way you can handle. But some situation like here, again here the best thing, before applying b equal to check, if b is not 0, then you can apply division, else don't do. So this is the one way. Here you can say before going to division, if b equal to 0, b not equal to 0, then do it. Okay? B not equal to 0, then do division. This is the one way to handle. Okay? So here you are trying to say that this operation B cannot be 0, then you can divide. So here, if you run, now your code is run properly. Still, you are getting the C0 because the if B0 don't go divide this line not through exception. If B look like 5, then it's work. The result not equal to 0. Yes, go and divide and you can check the output. So this is the one mechanism through which you can handle exception using the apply if condition. Apply if condition. This is the basic mechanism where you find this is the some problematic. The before executing this statement, you have to add some check. You know that this should not be 0, so you have to check. So this is the one way, but Java also offer you can handle this using the standard way. Okay, so how do in this way you notice your if something null it still works, if something 0 b0 it still works, if it b0 it still works. There is no any problem. You can because you are not logically you are not executing this code. But let us have assumption. Someone say no, I don't want to apply some if else. Anything else we can do? Any other mechanism which can handle this code here? If you now run it, is surely it will throw our array arithmetic exception divide by 0. So from here our code will be not executed anywhere. Our program is not completed. So what can do here? Here Java offer two things. Two way, one way handle. This is the you can just apply some check before doing this operation. Another thing you can do, you can use the one concept known as a try block. There is a one keyword try block and write the catch block and here write exception. This is the syntax. Okay. So here try block, in this block write those code that can be through exception. So this is the my code which can through exception. So we can write inside this. Now this try block say if anything happen unwanted here, your control, your program not terminated. Currently what happen if we are writing this code at least here, okay, and just you comment out what happened if this line is not executed by the our Java runtime system, our application will break from here. Okay, we are not getting any output after that. But after analysis, if you run, you notice that the line number 15 is problematic. So you write this code inside your try catch block. So instead of writing flat, just identified and write this code inside the try block, not inside this. Here just you write inside. Now you notice something happen, your application will not break. Means here you try and catch, you are handling, noticing you are not getting any kind of exception. Even here I am not applying any if else. This statement executed, something unwanted, something unbreakable happen, control goes inside this catch block. So here, if you notice, just write something. S out, exception occur. Exception occur. Okay. So if you notice that if something unwanted happen, you are getting exception occurred, arithmetic divide by zero exception. Still my program is running. Still my program is running. So this is mechanism known as a exception handling. You are handle if something unwanted happen. And whatever the error message you want to give, here you can say exception occur, and you can simply say exception occur, and here you can say b cannot be zero. Okay, b cannot be whatever the message you want to give. Sorry. And you notice, so you have an option if something unwanted happens, then you can first identify what are the code that can generate exception. Write those code inside your try block, and if something happen, then control code in this block, and in this block you can give the what message you want to write. And there is a one method here, you can say e dot print stack trace. So as you show me, there is a stack trace which is print. Sometimes I want to print stack trace here. So if you run, notice that is something printed by the actual exception. What actual exception occur? This is your actual exception occur, right? So you have options key what you want to do. You want to print the each detail, then you can write this stack trace. This is the one method given to your exception class. Just till now, just comment it out. Here, only our intention ki whenever something unwanted happen, still my code is running properly. Code should be completed. Code should be completed. So this is the one way you can handle exception. So for handling, we need a try block. And in this block, you have to write those code that can be, yes, anything. Sometime, let us, if we have to give some number, b not equal to 0, then this code runs successfully. Then your control, you will not go to this block. This block only executed if something unwanted, something error occur. And you run it, you notice that this message is not printing. Now, this message is not printing, right? Actually, see the output come here. So this block is only executed when something is problematic. If something is not problem, then your code just from this line to come this line.
And sir, what is E written inside the catch block?
This is the
Except
object. This is the exception class. This is the object of that class. Like here you can get test and t, right? Similarly,
yes.
this is the syntax. Here is the exception class name, and this is the object,
And
right?
object we have defined inside the parentheses.
Yes, this is the syntax for exception handling.
Okay.
Okay, whatever the exception occur at this line, our Java runtime system create one exception object and pass to here.
Instead of E, we can write any variable.
Here you can write any variable. Variable name can be anything.
Okay.
Variable name can be anything. Doesn't matter. Okay, but class here Java offer some set of classes which you can pass here. Okay, in the later classes we can discuss what number of classes you can pass here. Okay,
Yes.
Java offer list of classes for you. Okay, what is the exception. If you just go to the Java doc and figure out all the exception classes which you can offer. Any class you cannot write. Here you cannot write string. Okay? No. Here need a class that you notice here say in this catch block you can write all the subclass that is throwable. In Java, to handle exception, there is a one class known as a throwable. The throwable is the one class that is needed to pass here, right? Or any subclass of throwable. Here the exception is the subclass. Runtime exception is subclass. Arithmetic bound exception is subclass. Error is another subclass. So lots of subclasses Java itself offered for you. Depend upon the what kind of error, yeah, what kind of exception you want to handle. So please be noticed in the catch block you can only write throwable object. This is the one class. This is the one class. Okay, they have a lots of subclasses. They have a lots of subclasses. Okay, so write another. Here you can say here exception. So one try block can have a multiple catch. Catch one, catch two, a catch three. Any number of catch you can write. But please know, sir, this is also a class. This is also class. So this should be subclass. This should be superclass. Here you notice exception class is extend your throwable class, right? So if you writing multiple catch block one, catch block two, catch block three, so please ensure that this first your subclass, then subclass, then subclass, right? If you uh, type like a catch arithmetic exception, exception, okay, you can write here. So notice that arithmetic exception a class that extend from your runtime class system. A runtime class is subclass from exception class. So in this way, this is the subclass, this is a superclass, and then this is the superclass. So if you are writing multiple catch block, catch one, catch two, catch three, catch four, so please ensure that you are right. First should be superclass, subclass, yeah, child class, then superclass, then superclass. In the last, always should be the superclass. You cannot write this catch block first. Arithmetic exception is the subclass. This is the superclass. So you cannot write this way. So in case of multiple class catch block, you have to ensure that you are writing. If this is notice, this is the runtime exception. So this is one class you can write here. So if you try to say here like a catch runtime exception, you notice here give the here. Oh, okay, what happened? Hmm, yes, here you notice this say oh, try catch. So here this catch block should be okay, here do two yes. Okay. So here notice this say ki this is the already cached means ki this is the subclass. So this should be first. This should be so this way it will hook. So you are notice if you can use any class that is the subclass of your throwable here. So here you can write multiple catch one, catch two, catch three, but please be ensure that all is the subclass of your throwable. If you are writing multiple catch block, so first would be the subclass, then his superclass, then his superclass, then his superclass. If you notice here, arithmetic class, superclass, runtime. So you can, if you are writing both, then this is the subclass, then this is the superclass. Similarly, go to runtime exception, this is a subclass of exception. So this is kind way. So in this way, Java offer you can write multiple catch block, but please be ensure that if you are writing multiple, subclass should be the first, then superclass, then superclass, then superclass.
Sir, here it will print out two times exception could be cannot be zero. Like which one it will pick?
No,
Exception
let's
X or through?
yeah, let us write here. This is the arithmetic exception. This is the runtime exception. This is the exception. Or this is a throwable. Okay, you have written it. Okay, so just remove it. Okay, so just I am to explaining key which one execute. Okay, so if anything unwanted happen, compiler going to check is it match with the arithmetic exception. If this will print, after that no one going to print. Control goes to out and just s out. Already we have written. See. So if I here b is equal to 0, b should be 0. Let's b equal to 0 and just run it. So you notice this is the only arithmetic expression will print. This will not print this, this will not print this, this will not print this. At a time, only one catch block execute. Maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. Let us here I write code this way like I just make a like this declares just first, and let us I write this line of code here first. I write instead of this, let us I write this. I write this. You know, okay, test is the null. If you are invoking test dot so they throw runtime exception. So runtime exception here go, here go, here go. Let us so. If you run it, you notice that this is going to the runtime exception. Okay, so here your null pointer exception is the part of your runtime system. So at a time, only one catch block is execute, not all. Any one depend upon what kind of exception this catch block throw. If this throw arithmetic exception, this will catch. If this throw run time exception, this catch. If something exception, something throwable. So if you don't know all the things, just you write only one catch block, it also works. In general, if you write code, if you write only one exception, that will handle each and everything. So, but just for purpose, you can write multiple catch block for a specific purpose. But as of now, for you, you can just write only one catch exception and then it will works. But it is not metadric only syntax only one catch block. Here you can write multiple catch blocks. If you write multiple catch block, then only one would be executed and order should be maintained. Here always subclass, then superclass, then superclass, then superclass, then superclass. And one more word is generally used in the exception handling known as a finally block. So here what Java system say कि whenever try block execute, if any exception occur, then I print any one catch block. If any exception not occur, then I am not printing any block, right? Still, this finally block is always execute. If any exception occur or not occur, after try block, this finally block always execute. Finally, always execute, right? So if you notice, catch block is executed after that finally block also executed. Catch block, then finally block. Let us I am writing this there is not throw any exception. Let us say I am just B writing here 5. So B divided by 10, there is no exception. So in this case, no catch block is executed. Still, finally block is execute. The finally always execute. If sometime you want after try block, this line must be executed. So you notice you're we are not getting any exception, but still getting finally block are executed. So these are the mechanisms where you can handle your exception. That means ki you can identify ki this set of line of code can throw exception. So you can write in the try block. And with the try block, you have to write one catch block or multiple catch block. If you write multiple catch block, you have to ensure that first should be your subclass, then superclass, then superclass, then superclass. Uh, Please notice in if exception occur, any error occur, so only one, any one can execute. Maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this. If no one match, then your exception is not handled. But any exception not occur, then this block is always execute. In both cases. In if any exception occur, go to the catch block first done, then come out here. So finally block is always executed if any exception occur or not occur. Right? So in general, you should know in this way you can write the handling. If you not writing anything here, then what happens? Your exception handle finally block printed just nothing. So here you are not handling but just making just this. Still you are able to manage finally block. What happen if this is just like a zero? You run it, then you notice you are getting exception. Your program is not terminated because you return try block but do not handle any catch. So your program is terminated from here. So at least one catch you have to specify to handle. If something exception occur, what you want to do? So let's say we say key handle catch exception. In generally many places you can write this in this. So try block handle okay. Handle one catch block. So at least your exception handle, your program is not terminated. Now you notice our program is run successfully, completed terminally. Exception handle finally executed and still program is running. Still after that our program is completed. So these are the some mechanisms where try, catch and finally blocks are known as a exception handling mechanism. How you to handle exception if something happen unwanted in setup block.
And sir, if we write finally, it will always print finally. What
Yes,
if
finally
we catch
always print.
exception or?
Yes, exception occur or not occur, finally always print. Yes, right.
And sir, if it is a runtime exception and we write only arithmetic exception catch, then it will what it will show.
It will not catch exception. So
Then
generally
it will
always
show
say
like
you
the usual array what we see in command.
usual array. Yes, let us try. You say ki I write this exception, right? Okay. You handle this one. You handle catch block, but let's you not handle other one, right? Okay. You say ki this is also needed. So you handle one arithmetic exception. Let us here you throw the runtime exception. Okay, null point exception. What happened? Right? You have handled only one arithmetic exception, But here let's arithmetic exception not occur. Here let's you write type a 5. Okay. So surely arithmetic exception not true here. But this is a throwing exception because this is the null. We have not created object. So in this case, what happened? Let's run it. You notice that finally is executed, but you notice your program is terminated because you not handle the null pointer exception, runtime exception. No null pointer exception occur. Line number 26 here. So you have written try block, but in the inside a catch, you not specified how to handle runtime exception. So please be ensure that key look what is notice finally is executed. Finally is executed. If any exception occur, not occur. Finally block is executed. Right? But our program is not closed. This statement is not printed. Means ki from this line, our program is closed. They are not executing other statement 1, 2, 3, 4. They are closed. Our program is terminated without giving message. So the best practice is if you know ki this block can throw arithmetic exception or null pointer or something else, you have to specify. If you don't know anything, I don't know ki what kind of exception can be occur. The best option is you can just handle exception. Okay? Just handle exception. Right?
So, what is the difference between exception and throwable?
Throwable is a superclass, more superclass, or you can go to the throwable. So throwable is the superclass of exception class. Just comment out and you can just write throwable. Okay. This is also good option. Sometime you can throwable, any kind of error occur, this must handle. Maybe arithmetics, null pointer, any kind of exception. If you notice, it will handle your exception. Notice your program is handle your exception. They are not throwing any exception. Still program is terminated normally. Because you are handle your throwable exception. Right? Throwable. So generally, whatever written inside a try block, if any exception occur, then they are going to the match. This exception handle, this exception handle, this exception handle, anyone handle, it's handle. Else, just finally block executed and program is terminated. So these are the way where in your code something happen unwanted. Then you want my program is not terminated. It should run this line, this line, this line. Then you need to handle try catch block. Right? If you are writing multiple catch, yes. But finally is always executed even any catch matched or not matched. Right? In
Yes, yes.
only one situation finally is not executed when your Java program JVM is terminated. Your JVM while executing this line of code and JVM is terminated. Someone kill the JVM. And that time this will not execute. Else all the situation this will always execute. Yes, question.
So what does how to kill JVM?
Just like there is one class system.execute. Just pass it. Whenever you any arithmetic exception occur, system JVM you are execute and now you are not getting this line. Let us just inside here instead of they throw null point exception come under runtime exception. Let us write here. Okay. Control X. So these are the generally code generally avoid to writing this code, right? And let us run it, and you notice your runtime exception will print, and after that nothing will print. Your JVM is terminated. In this situation, your final block is not executed. But generally, this such code is not written anywhere, right? You don't want to terminate your JVM, right? Just after that, you're running, your code is exception handle, then finally block executed, then our program is still completed normally, right? So these are the situation. Only one situation finally block is not execute if your Java runtime system terminate closed. If JVM closed, who will going to print your message, right? Else, all the situation, any exception handle occur or not occur. In both case, finally will execute. So let us try it, and this is the way you can handle your exception in your any code. Okay, from your code, whatever the code you think can be throw exception, just write inside your catch try block. In the try block, you can associate multiple catch block. What kind of exception? Arithmetic exception, runtime exception, normal exception. Yeah, if you not identify anything, what kind? Just use throwable. Throwable is the super class of all exception in Java, right? And you can just write anything. And sometime you want key, at least I want to give some warning message or some anything message, always, then you write the finally block. This is the optional. But you notice, maybe you need to some catch block, or try finally also works. Okay. Again, might be you have a control. You try catch also works. Finally is the optional. You can use, but you cannot say ki I cannot write even try and catch both. This will compiler not happy. Only try block, you are not specify anything, compiler is not happy. Say catch are finally expected, right? Catch are finally accepted. Accepted. So please note, whenever you are expecting this my code can generate exception, you can write in try block. In try block, you have to write any catch or finally or both. Okay. So this is the behavior till Java 6. Java 7 have added some additional behavior. Try block can write without catch or finally, but we'll discuss later. Okay. Try block can write without catch and without finally as well as, but that is added from the Java 7 feature. We have to known as a usko, you can say known as a try with resources. So that is another topics we can discuss. What are scenario where we can write try block even not needed catch, even not needed finally. But in this way, only you are wrapping your code inside a try block, you must need one catch or finally or both, right? So exception handling is also kind of a bigger lecture, need lots of definition. So this is the in exception handling. We learn only one portion, how we can use try, catch, and finally block. Okay, let us practice it. And in this exception handling, we need another class where we can discuss how we can throw exceptions, how our method can throw exceptions, right? So this is the simple way to handle, but need more discussion how this method can handle exception, how we manually generate exception or throw exception. Can we write my class here? Can this is the my class? I can write this class here or not? But currently not allowed. But Java offer you can write in your class exception class and put here as well as known as custom classes. So lots of things still need, but for your reference, this is the basic way to handle your exception. Any doubt, any confusion?
No, sir.
Okay, so good.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes.
uh, so let's practice this. Whenever you are writing code, you are getting something exception. Please put those code in a block and handle try catch.
Yes.
Okay,
And
and
so I have remembered one topic. We write the like string args in our main method.
yes,
So we just want to understand the meaning of that args, how we use that array.
yes, we'll discuss one new class in one day. Okay, you
Yes.
how you can get this input variable. This is the args is just a string of array. Okay, and they whenever your program is running at the runtime, you can pass some input here. Okay, so we'll discuss one class. Okay,
And so also one day we will discuss the recursion topic from the beginning. We don't know what recursion is, but it is our next topic.